Hey guys, Matt here in Vientiane, Laos, standing outside of the Barn 1920s Hostel. And you know what that means? It's time for another hostile territory. Now this hostel is very cool. You know, I've been at a ton of hostels and I know when one shines through, and this one definitely shines through. I'll tell you one of the reasons it does for me. When you meet a manager or the owner of a hostel, you get a really good indication for how the hostel is run, where the inspiration came from, and where the hostel is going in the future. And when I met the owner yesterday, I wanted to put the camera on him. I wanted to talk to him a little bit about how his hostel is run and maybe have him tell you guys himself why his hostel is unique. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, "I don't want to be on your video." And his reasoning was quite indicative of the integrity of ownership of a good business. He said, "I don't want to be in your video because it's not about me. It's about the employees and the guests that stay here." So he didn't want to be in the video, not because he was shy or anything, but because he was exemplifying the idea of a good owner, a good boss, you know, because you know you're a good boss when you put the faith of the establishment in the people that work for you and the guests that inhabit the place. So I sat with him and I talked with him for a good 30 minutes about his place so that I could build up some interesting things to tell you about. And I said, you know, you might not be on camera talking, but you are going to be there talking through me. So let me kind of tell you a little bit about this guy. He opened this place about 7 months ago. It's kind of a new hostel, but it's kind of a mixture of old and with the new, because he's infused a lot of the original fixtures of this place. It used to be an old 1920s house, and so he kind of took an old 1920s house and he refurbished it into this hostel. And he's actually an engineer. His brother is an architect and his sister is an artist. And you can see flavors of all of his family throughout the hostel itself. For example, the picture behind me was painted by his sister, and there's pictures all over the place that are painted by his sister, which is kind of neat. One half of the front lobby area is the coffee shop, and it's not your ordinary coffee shop. You can get all sorts of fantastic coffees. And this is the barista. How's it going? How's it going? Can you make me a Colombian coffee?
Yes.
Okay. Which coffee you like the most? From where?
I like Kenya.
Kenya?
Yes.
Okay, give me Kenya coffee.
Yes.
Two. I'm traveling with my buddy Matt over there. Oh, it smells fantastic.
Two.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish you could smell what I smell, but it smells so good, John. Well, my coffee's brewing. I'll show you another piece of artwork from his sister. And even the fixtures in this place, for example, this fence and this banister and components throughout this building have all come from the surrounding area and the area that used to surround the house back in the 1920s. So they actually repurposed a lot of the stuff that used to go into the surrounding area into the 1920s fixtures here for the Barn Hostel. One of their pride and joy here is the kitchen area. This is a public kitchen, and they provide you all sorts of things to make your own breakfast and make yourself a lunch if you want. The difference here in this hostel as opposed to others is sometimes, especially here in Indonesia and Vietnam, they'll cook you eggs, they'll cook you a breakfast set. But instead, what they do here is they leave out the eggs, they leave out the cereals, they leave out the milk, and you have access to the refrigerator. And you can go ahead and make yourself whatever you'd like, which is kind of cool. Out here, in between the actual places that you sleep and the main lobby area in the coffee shop is a outdoor seating area. It's kind of a really nice secluded area, and it's not like sitting outside by the road where you're hearing all the road noise. You really feel like this patio area is intimate in a way that you can kind of relax. At night, this area fills up with people and everybody's kind of hanging out and being social. A lot of interesting people here. But now let me take you into the inside area where the rooms are, and hopefully nobody's sleeping in my room, but hopefully we don't disturb anybody. The first floor is for men, and each room M2, M1, and M3 is for the guys. Upstairs is the ladies area, so they're really completely separated. But even like the small area, like for example, this is the area where you'd sit and you brush your teeth. You feel like you're outside, but it is protected, and it's very clean. The tile work is creative, and the color scheme is really nice. I feel like this area feels really cool. I just feel like it has a soothing, cool atmosphere. Like you could hang out here, brush your teeth, and you're like, I feel pretty good about this place. Showers are actually really, really good. They've got these little water heaters. I've been in a bunch of Indonesian hostels, and these things don't work for shit, but the ones here work really well. Good water pressure, and they provide you with soap, which is, not everybody provides you with soap. Now let's go to my room. This is my room, M3. My room has 6 bunks. My friend Matt is sleeping underneath, and this is mine. If you remember the last hostel territory, the place I stayed did not have a drape, which I found a bit unnerving. I'm gonna be honest, that one of the drawbacks here is the fact that you only have one plug. It'd be nice to have 2 plugs. The beds are comfortable, and they're extra wide. For example, he provides you I don't know, it's a good 1.5 to 2 feet of space here on the side of the bed so that you can store your knickknacks and have stuff charging. You don't have to crowd it around you on the bed, which I've done on many, many occasions. 3 hooks at the foot of the bed, and then a locker here. And he even repurposed the plywood, like the wood that makes up these bed areas is repurposed from the surrounding area, which is pretty neat. I would say that there's one negative to this bed beyond having only one plug, and it's not a fault of the quality. Quality's great, but it does kind of reverberate sound. I moved around last night a little bit, and I almost felt like the whole room could hear what I was doing, how I was moving. And I felt a little bad about that. Many times when you go to a hostel, you find that you're moving around at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty audible, especially with a room with a bunch of bunk beds like this. I think most of my bedmates were pretty cool, and that makes a big difference too. This is Evan, and this is Evan's trainee. What's your name? Guy. How's it going? Good? Okay. How long have you been here, Evan?
Since almost the beginning.
Okay, about 6-7 months?
6 to 7 months, yeah.
Okay. How many beds are here?
There's 34 beds.
34 beds. And what is your breakdown of foreigners? Are they mostly from Europe or Australia or?
Mostly I will see people from Europe, like Germany, Finland, Switzerland, and some will be from the States.
So I'm staying in a room with 6 bunks. Is that every one of those rooms 6 bunks, or do you have alternative room setups?
The minimum bed in for the room, it will be 4 beds.
4, okay.
Yes. And for male, it will be 6 beds per room.
Okay.
But for female, there will be bigger dorm, which will be 14 beds.
14?
Yes.
Okay.
14, but it won't be that noisy.
Okay. And you offer opportunities to help people find transportation and do local things and guides, and so you're not only just a hostel, but you're an opportunity for people to learn a little bit about Vientiane.
Yes.
How many times have you been on camera before?
Like
Not very many times.
Like 2.
Like 2?
In
3.
In videos.
Okay. Well, now it's 3.
Yeah.
You did good. All right, guys, we'll show you one more thing. Upstairs here, they have like a study area. It's quiet up here. You could do a really nice voiceover up here, I think. And also, if you can see, they've got cameras. I think security here is pretty good. I haven't felt unsafe. You can tell from the quality of the cabling and the quality of the actual furniture and stuff that a lot of thought has been gone into just exactly how the little things are made, like the electrical switches and cabling. My father is sort of an electrician and a jack of all trades, so to me, I looked at this and I said, okay, if TLC went into this, just think of what else they kind of thought about from the perspective of making a customer comfortable and happy. All right, guys, so if you're looking for a place to stay, the Barn 1920s Hostel is a fantastic choice. I might put this up there with some of my favorite hostels, actually. I've stayed at quite a few, if you know me at all. Atmosphere, ambience, friendly service, good clean facilities, and a nice bathroom. Maybe the bed could be a little quieter, but overall, fantastic place to stay. I'd recommend it. Check it out in the links below. I'll leave the booking.com link and catch you on the next Hostel Territory.